Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Most shocking VMA moments. I feel like we're probably gonna have seen a good bunch of them though. But we'll see.
this guy.
Since it
Looks like
kicked
that
off in
new guy that
1984.
looks like you. Not like you, but the guy from you.
Oh, somber.
The
Mhm.
MTV Video Music Awards have been the event for musicians, fans, and pop culture junkies alike. You could argue that the VMAs aren't just about honoring the best music videos, they're about creating moments that keep us talking for years.
Are they even about music videos, to be honest?
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know if they're about music videos anymore.
From outrageous fashion choices to unscripted outbursts, the VMAs have always had this wild, anything can happen energy. It's the one night where artists can really let loose, and let's be honest, steal the spotlight in the most unexpected ways possible. Unlike the polished vibe of the Grammys, the VMAs embrace chaos,
I always wanted
drama,
one of
and
these.
spectacle, which is
Yeah, me
probably
too.
why we all tune in every year. MTV created the VMAs as a way to put a spotlight on the growing importance of music videos during the network's early days, back when I Want My MTV was the anthem of the decade.
I want my MTV.
I want my MTV!
MTV, music, television, video music,
Oh, wow,
24
what a
hours a
throwback.
day, and it's stereo.
Call your cable company and say I want my MTV!
Before YouTube, music videos were a huge deal, and MTV knew it. They figured, why not throw a party
True.
where the best ones get celebrated? And it worked. The VMAs quickly became a platform where artists could show off, experiment, and even reinvent their entire image overnight. For a lot of artists, their VMA performances or appearances are just as memorable as their music, if not more. Think of it as less about
Yeah,
winning trophies and
wow.
more about creating moments that make you gasp, laugh, or maybe even
Yeah,
move
because you
from
don't want it to be just like the music video. You want something special.
Yeah, I think you want a nod to the music video, but not
Yeah.
identical.
Okay, so let's start with one of the craziest moments in VMA history. Lady Gaga's infamous
Oh
meat
yeah,
dress.
we've seen
Oh
this.
yes.
It's called Born This Way. I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right
Must stink.
track. Baby, I was born this way.
In 2010, she rolled up to the VMAs wearing a dress made entirely
Can't
of
imagine
raw meat.
standing next to
Yeah,
her.
you read that right. Literally slabs of meat. Now, of course, Gaga is known for pushing the envelope with her fashion, but this look took it to a whole new level. A lot of people were like, why does this need to
And
happen?
it
What
didn't
does this
even have to
mean?"
be real.
Turns
Like
out,
she
Gaga said it was a
literally used
statement
real
about
meat.
standing up.
But I think that's what made it iconic is her using real meat. I feel if it was fake meat, it would just be okay, whatever, everybody forget about it. The fact that it's real meat, we're still talking about it, what, 15 years later or so.
Up for your rights and refusing to be treated like a piece of meat. Pretty deep? Yeah. But not everyone was on board. Animal rights groups, especially PETA,
Oh
were not
yeah.
happy. They slammed her for promoting the butchery of animals, and it stirred up a lot of controversy. Love it or hate it though, you've got to admit, it's one of the most unforgettable fashion moments in VMA history. I remember this moment exactly when it happened, and just being like, is Gaga really doing this right now? Is she really out here in a meat dress? She's lost her mind. But
I don't
as
remember
I
when
said
it
before,
happened. I
this is a
didn't see
moment
it,
that goes
but
down in history
yeah.
for the VMAs that is just purely unforgettable. If you were watching the 2001 VMAs, you probably remember Britney's iconic performance of I'm a Slave for You. But it wasn't just the song that had everyone talking. It was the fact that she performed the entire thing while holding a live Burmese python around her neck. Britney had already transitioned from pop princess to a more mature, edgier image, but this performance, it sealed the deal.
Ooh.
Clad in a barely there green outfit, she strutted across.
I think we reacted to this performance, but this moment was cut, I believe. That wasn't a full performance because people said that, oh, the most iconic part was not there. I don't know why MTV doesn't want this footage around because even this guy, like, doesn't have footage. Yeah.
The stage with the snake draped around her, and it instantly became one of the most replayed moments
Maybe
in
it's
VMA
like
history.
animal cruelty.
People
They
went
can't
nuts
show
over
it.
it.
Maybe.
Animal lovers, on the other hand, they weren't so thrilled. But Britney was all about pushing boundaries, and this performance really upped the ante for live performances at the VMAs. It's a moment that still gets referenced today, reminding us just how fearless Britney was back then. Fast forward to 2015, and the VMAs gave us yet another
Oh,
jaw-dropping
I
moment.
remember this.
This time, courtesy of your girl, Nicki Minaj. While
What is
accepting
this?
her
Really
award for
remember
Anaconda,
this?
she took a very public shot at Miley Cyrus, who was hosting the show. Nicki was already in a bit of a feud with the VMAs after calling out the industry for its lack of diversity, saying that only slim bodies seemed to get all of the nominations. Miley had commented in an interview that Nicki's remarks weren't too kind, and Nicki was not having it.
And now, back to this bitch that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
Oh.
On stage, Nicki looked
I've never seen
Yeah.
that before.
Yeah, I wonder if she was fine for that.
Wow, Nicki.
straight
Okay.
at Miley, pointed her finger, and said, "Miley, what's good?" You
What?
could
You
feel
should have
it-
seen what she said after.
Miley?
Yeah,
What did she say?
She was so timid, and she was like, "Alrighty," pretty much like, "Alrighty then," and kind of like kept it moving. And then, you remember the beef with Remy mom
Yes.
and Nicki? And what happened was, Remy mom was like, "Why would you beef with Miley? Like she's just Hannah Montana."
Oh,
Remember, she
that's where
referenced
that
that.
comes
It's
from.
from this moment.
Oh, I didn't know
Mhm,
that.
mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
okay.
to the
Interesting.
screen. It was one of those real unscripted moments.
I like it. I like that she called out on the stage. I
Yeah,
like
she's
that.
very
I
transparent.
like that. Yeah, that was good.
Moments that only the VMAs can provide. That line became an instant meme, and to this day, people still quote it when they're calling someone out.
I don't know if they're
This
good.
moment was very much one of those sit back, continue to eat your popcorn type of moment. It was hilarious and so funny, and it seems as though Nicki Minaj is the exact same today. Now, the VMAs aren't always about drama. Sometimes they give us these beautiful, heartfelt
we've seen
moments
this
that
too.
break the internet in the best way possible. Case in point, Beyonce's pregnancy reveal in 2011, she was performing Love on Top, absolutely killing it like she always does, when boom, she unbuttons her blazer and rubs her pregnant belly. The whole world found out that she was pregnant, the crowd went wild, and social media
This is with her
exploded.
first child.
In fact, it set a record for the most tweets per second at the time. 8,868 tweets per second, actually. Think about that for a second. It was one of those moments that everyone was buzzing about, and it just added to the already massive legend of Beyonce. Plus, it gave us a rare, joyful VMA moment that didn't involve controversy or shade, just pure happiness. Speaking of controversy and shade, you can't talk about the VMAs without mentioning the Kanye West and Taylor Swift incident in 2009. This might just be the most infamous moment in VMA history.
I feel like I've heard this, but let's see.
Taylor was accepting her award for
You don't
Best Female
remember
Video
this?
for
I've heard something about, but
And then he said, "No, Beyonce should have won this." This
oh.
is the big deal.
when Kanye
This started
suddenly
the
storms the
feud.
stage, grabs the mic, and declared that Beyonce should have
I thought he did that a little later, not in 09.
No.
That's long. Oh wow.
won instead and said she had the best music video of all time.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Taylor looked absolutely stunned, and the audience was just as shocked. It was awkward, uncomfortable, and instantly iconic. The moment became a turning point in their careers, with Taylor referencing it in her Reputation era, and Kanye later bringing it up in his song Famous. To this day, people still talk about it like it happened yesterday. Whether you
Yeah.
were Team Taylor or
Interesting. I've never seen this. I've heard something about it, but I've never seen the
What
footage.
is your take? What do you think? Was it bad?
What was Beyonce's video we're talking about? What was Taylor's video
I
they were
believe
competing?
I think her video was Single Ladies, maybe. I don't know what was Taylor's.
I don't know. I mean,
But even there's people who vote for this. Like, that's not your business, really.
yeah, this is. I mean, but we know he has issues, so kind of it just goes back to show that those issues, the signs were always there.
Team Kanye, it was a cultural reset that no one saw coming. The 2003 VMAs gave us another unforgettable moment that sent shockwaves through
Yeah,
pop
we've seen
culture.
this too.
The now legendary kiss between Madonna, Britney Spears, and Christina Aguilera. They were performing like a virgin, and in true VMA fashion, things took a wild turn when Madonna kissed both Britney
The thing with with the awards, they're always like very subjective. So it's like you might think
True.
I like the awards the best that are like either fan voted or just based straight up on numbers, like streams, sales. Those are very objective awards. It is
But
what
then
it
you kind of
is.
know the results.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the whole point.
You
I
know
think
the
there has to
results.
be like a little bit more to that.
But when you know the results, then you can't go and debate that. Oh, this is
People
unfair.
like to have
know
a
what
whole
it is.
commotion.
Now, when you don't know how they pick these, then you can say, "Oh, this person robbed, that person robbed, this person deserved it." And when there is like they can back it up with numbers, and there's nothing to debate. There's no some agenda going on behind the scenes.
I think it's also based on the art too.
But that
Because
art
just
is
because
subjective, though.
because if you could get streams, you could also influence it with money.
Of course, I understand that, but art is subjective. So, but talking influence with money at this stage, all of them have the same amounts of money. They all can do the same shit.
No
and
connections
Christina on
is
the
different.
lips.
So good.
People lost their minds. It created this whole media frenzy with petitions.
Honestly, I
Conservatives were
remember this
freaking out.
moment more with Britney than I do with Christina. I think it's because also her ex was sitting right there front and center to see that, and he was like, the camera was focused on him too to see his reaction.
I was a kid, so I don't know if I've actually seen the. Well,
I didn't see it either.
We've seen the footage when we reacted to it.
Yeah.
Like last year,
But
we have done
the
the
talk
reaction to this
about it, I
performance.
always heard it with only
Right.
Britney.
I do remember the talk about it from back in 20 years ago.
Mhm.
I do remember the Britney as well. I don't remember anything about Christina.
But there was one later on too again.
Mm,
I think maybe I know this one.
I don't know. So I do remember, but what's interesting in this, it seems like Christina immediately wiped off her lips, though.
Really?
Yeah, look.
It created this whole
You see her hand? Her hand, she kind of rises up the hand like this immediately. She's like, ooh, gross. So the hand kind of like,
I don't know because the choreo too is also giving like.
I don't know, camera. Well, I can't say for sure the camera,
Yeah.
switched, but interesting.
was
though.
losing their minds. Even Oprah weighed in, saying she wasn't sure if America had even seen something like that before. It was provocative,
Christina looking real dark though, almost black. Damn.
to say the
Yeah.
least. It cemented Madonna, Britney, and Christina as the queens of pushing pop culture boundaries at the moment. And it's something that a lot of people never forget. Especially with how the topic at hand was so taboo in the moment. People just weren't as accepting or open with those type of things in 2003. But now,
Overall, Madonna is pushing boundaries always. We saw her in the 80s, I think, like a Virgin. That
Yeah.
performance pushed boundaries
Like a
nowadays.
virgin.
here we are in 2024 and we are pushing the envelope. We are getting there and making progress. Fifth Harmony may not have had the longevity of some other girl groups.
Okay, I don't
but
know
their
what's this
2017
to you.
VMA performance left a lasting impression. After Camila Cabello left the group to pursue a solo career, things got a little awkward between her and the remaining members of the group. So when Fifth Harmony hit the stage to perform Angel at the VMAs, they made it very clear how they felt about Camila's exit. The performance began with 5 figures on a dark stage, but then in dramatic fashion, the 5th figure was literally blown off the stage.
You said I was an angel.
Okay.
I think that ended their career.
Yes. So what? None other 4 girls of the Fifth Harmony made their careers.
Normani tried.
What do you know the names of the others?
No.
That's I was gonna ask because I don't know who they are.
Fans immediately speculated that this was a direct jab at
Honestly, I don't even recognize them, to be honest. Like to say, oh, I know them. Yeah, Normani. We've seen Normani before, but others I don't really know them.
Camila, and honestly, it seemed pretty obvious. It was one of those shady moments that made you do a double take.
Yeah, honestly, like I don't recognize them.
And it stirred up a lot of buzz in the days that followed. Talk about drama. And yes, we are back with another moment featuring Miley
This is
Cyrus.
what caused the
We
divorce?
cannot forget the
Yeah,
2013
this
is
VMAs,
bad.
which
I've never seen it, but
Really?
I've never seen it. No,
Oh.
but you told me about. Like I never watched these award shows.
Oh, I did.
I only seen them through whatever we react to. I never watched
Oh.
these. No.
gave us one of the most controversial performances ever. Miley Cyrus and Robin Thicke
I do recognize the picture though. I've seen this picture.
duet of We Can't Stop and Blurred
So that's
Line.
what caused the divorce? Just her twerking on him like
I
that?
mean, I think that was like the cherry on top. I don't know. I wasn't in that
Eh,
relationship,
That's
but
that's kind of weak though. That's just a
no, this was
performance.
pretty bad.
Why? That's just a performance. He didn't even slap the ass, no nothing.
But honestly, they dragged Miley for this. The memes that
Miley
came
was
out
in
of
her
this was so
full-blown-
bad.
I don't-
Memes of this was so bad. I remember the one they made her look like a turkey.
I mean, she is very skinny. The guy didn't do nothing. That's what he caused him. I thought it was worse.
There's probably a YouTube video on it. I don't know. We should
This
check it
is
out.
not a big deal. Okay, I'm not saying it's not, but to cause a divorce over okay,
don't
an
know.
argument, a fight,
We don't know what
okay.
happened in their
I'm not
situation.
Hannah Montana anymore era.
But it
wearing
was
a
she
nude
was
bikini
dragged.
and twerking
Right, Miley's supposed to be dragged here, not him.
all over the stage. People-
She's
But still, he's supposed to serve.
What was she supposed to do? Push her off?
No, keep walking, keep walking.
Okay, he could have backed up, I guess.
were shook. Parents freaked out, critics slammed her for going too far, and the media couldn't stop talking about it. The performance was also problematic for Robin Thicke, whose song Blurred Lines had already been under fire for its questionable lyrics about consent. The whole thing was a hot mess, but it was also impossible to look away from. It marked Miley's official
And honestly, not only it ended his marriage, but also his career too, kinda. 'Cause
Yeah, he tried to come back.
I think he acted in some movies I've seen him, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
Without Paula, he's nothing.
break from her Disney persona and launched her into a whole new level of fame, whether people liked it or not. The VMAs, year after year,
Okay.
Can I see the comment?
Interesting video. I don't know if there's cons. It doesn't have many views.
Uh,
Yeah, it's only 61 views. I do feel he did a good job for like such a small channel.
Yeah.
Guys, check him out. Support
and
maybe.
comment.
Yeah, maybe he can do more videos like that. I don't know. It was a good
Yeah.
video for a small channel. I felt
it was
like he
well
did a
done.
good job. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Missed the old VMA and the old MTV. Iconic pop culture shifting. Yeah, I think this was a solid video, you know?
Hey guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.